Hi friends, and welcome back to Oil Camp. Today I am so excited I get to be the one to share the information with you about something that I'm extremely passionate about. doTERRA's number one selling product is their supplements. Yes, an essential oil company, but their number one selling product happens to be their supplements. So the reason I am so excited about sharing this with you is because this has been an absolute game changer for me personally. So I'm extremely passionate about sharing this information because I want everyone to have the knowledge and the information that I have about these supplements, so that then you can decide if this is something that you would want to start implementing into your daily routine, and start, even having your family members and loved ones also learning about this and starting to take them as well. So I'm really excited. Can you tell? So I want to show it to you first. So it comes in this pack like this. It's called a Lifelong Vitality Pack, and it has the 3 bottles right here. You can see that. I'm not going to sit here and list off every ingredient of what's in each of those bottles. I could do that. That would be boring. So I don't want to share that information on the video with you guys, because I'm happy to share that information with you. I have all of that I'm happy to pass along, and you're going to learn even more information today through Oil Camp about the supplements. But I think it's more important that you get to hear from me why these are so beneficial, why these have helped so many people, why I know so many people with great success stories, myself included. So I want to share that information with you. You'll be able to see exactly what's in them. You'll be able to see exactly what they're for and things like that. I will go ahead and quickly list the 3 of them. That way you'll know what I'm talking about when you're looking at the information later on. But I'm not going to go into great detail, so bear with me just for a minute. So the first one is the Microplex VMZ. That's your whole food multivitamin and your mineral complex. The second one is your omega 369 fatty acids and 9 essential oils. Now I will say one of those essential oils happens to be frankincense. So if you have been learning about doTERRA and oils and the products and things like that, you've probably already heard many times that frankincense is a fantastic essential oil to be using every single day. Even if you have followed along and you've seen Dr. Hill's protocol for the daily, what we should be doing daily, frankincense, it's the number one thing that we need to make sure that we are implementing every single day. So a drop directly underneath your tongue, very, very important every day. But the fact that there's frankincense in these in these supplements, that's huge. That's an added bonus. I love that. Then I know that I'm getting even more frankincense in me every day. And then the last bottle is called your Alpha CRS, and that is actually your antioxidant and your cellular energy. So think, when I'm saying cellular energy, we're talking about if you're feeling fatigued and worn down and just don't have enough energy throughout the day, a lot of days, and sluggish, things like that. If you deal with brain fog and not being able to focus real well on, what you've got to deal with and things like that. So that one in particular is going to help with all of those things. And honestly, the first thing that majority of people end up saying in the first even 2 to 3 days of taking these supplements is that they notice that they have more energy, they don't have brain fog, and they actually are sleeping better at night as well. So right there, that one bottle, that's just enough to make you feel like, okay, now I'm listening. So I want to share with you why these have been such a game changer for so many people. But first, I'm going to go ahead and use myself as an example, because you guys need to know, I'm a huge believer, obviously. But for myself, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's disease, when I was in my early 20s. I didn't deal with it. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I didn't notice anything from it, but then entered my 30s. And I started to notice that I was starting to feel very, very tired, very overwhelmed. I had a lot of the symptoms that were associated with hypothyroidism. I had a thinning of my hair. My fingernails were very brittle. My thyroid itself was starting to become swollen and enlarged and things like that. But the biggest thing that was kind of eye-opening to me and a red flag to me was that my hands and my feet were starting to go numb from time to time when I'd be sitting for a short period of time. So that was kind of a red flag to me to know that I needed to do something about it. long story short, I ended up asking for some help and some suggestions, things like that, and I was encouraged to go ahead and try the supplements out. I figured, you know what? Doesn't hurt to try. I was already a huge believer in everything else doTERRA, so why not? But I was absolutely blown away with how much better I felt. I did have more energy. I started to notice that all of those unfortunate symptoms that I was dealing with were no longer there. My thyroid had gone back down to the size it was. It wasn't swollen anymore. I didn't have the numbness and the tingly sensation in my hands and feet. So this already was enough for me to feel like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm so excited about this. But there were so many other added things. I had a lot of aches and pains in my knees from playing volleyball years ago. I didn't have any more of that. I was dealing with a lot of hormonal issues as well, and when I started taking these, all of that had gone away as well. So just for me personally, these were a game changer, obviously, for those reasons. But I want to share other things so that you guys know that it's not just me promoting all of this, but it's people that I personally know. This isn't just something that I've read about and things like that, but people that I personally know. So even for my husband, he was dealing with chronic migraines, and he had been on medication for years and years. But the medication and stuff he had horrible side effects from it. So we wanted to get him off that, obviously. We started him on the supplements, and he was able to get off of that medication that he had the bad side effects from, and he has not had any migraines since, and he's been off of that medication now for almost 2 years. That's huge. For someone that at one point was dealing with migraines like weekly and things like that, so much so that he had ended up in the hospital a couple of times while he and I were engaged even. So that was a game changer for him. For my daughter who has gluten and dairy issues, I started her on the supplements. I did start her on a much smaller dose because she's only 10. And she no longer has even the gluten and the dairy issues that she had. Now I will say we've added some of the other amazing products that doTERRA offers as well. She takes Terrazyme and she uses Digestin. So it wasn't only the supplements, but those got to the root of the issue in order for her to start actually taking some, and eating gluten and dairy and things like that. Anyway, okay, so here's some other big things. So I have 3 people on our team right now who in the past used to suffer and struggle with horrible pain every day from fibromyalgia. They've been on these supplements now for quite a while, and they don't have any of that pain and discomfort anymore. That's huge. I mean, that's a big deal for people that deal with that kind of thing. I have a large handful of people that were dealing with stress and anxiety and on antidepressant medications. They were able to get off of those or lower the doses even, because that's what their goal was, and they were hoping that that would end up being the case, that they were able to do that. The supplements have helped them in being able to do that. They're very, obviously very pleased for that. I've got a couple of runners on our team as well who were dealing with plantar fasciitis. So they were able to start taking the supplements and notice that that inflammation and the discomfort that they were dealing with is no longer there. So that's a big deal. Those that were struggling with just constant daily aches and pains and stuff like that, they don't have that anymore. So I hope you're kind of hearing that, this was a wide range of things that I've just listed. And the list goes on and on. It really does. There's so many different things that we deal with, but these supplements are able to help in so many different ways. So I could tell you more and more stories. I have tons of them, and I'm happy to share them with you. But this video has been going on for a long time, and I just realized that. So I want to end it now, but I did want to make sure that you guys are aware that these truly are something to look into. I will have the list of ingredients if you have more questions about them. If you just want to know about whatever it is that you're personally dealing with and you want to understand better, could these supplements be something that you would maybe want to look into and things like that? One, the answer would be yes, but I'm happy to give you any information that I possibly can. So, I hope this was helpful and informative for you and that you got something out of it. Please know that I'm here to answer any questions. So I will talk to you soon, my friends.